And a few dozen are still without power in the Russell neighborhood tonight, but not because of the weather. A TARC bus crashing into a local barber shop this morning, hitting a utility pole in the process. Multiple people sent to the hospital. Connor Steffen talked to the neighbors who saw it unfold and has an update on cleanup efforts.
Very loud. It was really loud.
The sounds have since faded here at Market and 22nd Street.
Thank God it was nobody in there.
But the sights,
There's somebody in there, they was finished.
stand as a powerful reminder.
It was really scary. It was really scary for me.
Nakia Murphy was on her way to the store just down the road, but instead found herself just feet away from this.
It was like a movie, startling.
Kimberly Hayes saw it too. A TARC bus lodged in the side of Clippas City Barbershop. LMPD said the accident happened around 7 in the morning when a driver ran a red light.
He was just running lights. He didn't care.
And ran straight into the bus.
She also hit the utility pole.
Before landing inside a beloved Russell neighborhood business.
Those who saw this accident happen said it's something you will not soon forget. You can still see rubble lining the street here. Even worse off is the barber shop right down the road.
It's sad. It's just a sad situation. I don't think there's any kind of ease and comfort that someone could tell me had it been my building.
An LMPD spokesperson said 2 passengers were on the bus with the driver at the time of the crash. All 3 were treated at U of L. The driver of the car and their passenger also received treatment. The injuries aren't serious, which comes as a relief to neighbors.
I don't know what I could say to them to ease that kind of tragedy.
Still, it's hard to ignore the immense loss.
That man had lost his business just because of the guy by him driving like he was on a racetrack.
A tragic outcome these people say could have been prevented.
Red means stop and yellow means slow down. It's more beneficial for you to obey the traffic laws than to cause this.
Line crews worked diligently throughout Sunday with a lot to clean up. Restoring power for a few thousand people in the area. No matter the progress, this storefront, or what's left of it, a reminder for these neighbors of the damage that can't be repaired overnight. In the Russell neighborhood, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 1119, on your side.
More news here at 11. We now know the name of the man killed early Saturday morning in the Phoenix Hill neighborhood. The Jefferson County Coroner's Office says William Grant died after he was shot at Dosker Manor on East Muhammad Ali. LMPD says they responded to the shooting just after 12:30 Saturday morning. When officers arrived, they found Williams in critical condition. He was rushed to the hospital, but later died of his injuries. And the community is also grieving the loss of Ashley Yates. She's the woman the Jefferson County coroner confirms died at Westport Village after being shot and killed Friday night. Linden police responded to the shooting at 8 p.m. Friday and said bystanders were attempting to help Yates when officers arrived. LMPD's homicide unit is handling the investigation. We've seen Yates' family receive an outpouring of support on social media. Anyone with information about either of these shootings is encouraged to call LMPD's anonymous tip line. That's 574 LMPD. LMPD has also made an arrest in another deadly shooting from Friday, a call that didn't initially come in as a shooting. Police say they were called to a home on Cambridge Drive to reports of an overdose. The victim, Gwendolyn Smith, was transported to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. During an autopsy, it was revealed Smith had suffered a gunshot wound to the chest. Court documents say Charles Webster admitted he was holding a handgun in the basement of the home. That's when police say the gun went off, causing the bullet to go through the ceiling to the first floor, hitting Smith. Webster has now been charged with reckless homicide. And across the river, a man has died from his injuries 2 nights after a shooting, this one in Jeffersonville. Police say they responded to the shooting on National Avenue Friday night just before 11 p.m. When officers arrived, they found multiple shell casings and a 26-year-old suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was transported to University of Louisville Hospital where he would ultimately die. Police say the investigation is ongoing, but they do believe this is an isolated incident. They're encouraging anyone with information on this, contact their tip line. That's 812-218-TIPS. And communities across the nation are reeling after mass shootings in Baltimore and Kansas left 2 dead and dozens more injured. In Baltimore, an urgent manhunt is underway with investigators reviewing video and talking with witnesses. Meanwhile, in Wichita, Kansas, there are 7 injured in a nightclub shooting, at least 2 trampled. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details here tonight.
A mass shooting during a Baltimore neighborhood 4th of July block party attended by hundreds left at least 2 people dead and 28 others injured.
I got a female from the gun and he fought us. I need a medic down here.
Mayor Brandon Scott describing the shooting as a cowardly, violent act.
We're going to be here until we find them, until we hold them accountable.
Around 12:30 Sunday morning, police say they received several calls for a shooting. Witnesses say they heard as many as 30 shots ring out. This video, posted to social media, shows the chaos as people fled for safety.
People were everywhere running, out of breath, crying because they witnesses. A lot of people were shot.
An 18-year-old woman, identified by police as Aaliyah Gonzalez, died at the scene. 28 other people were injured, ranging in ages from 13 to 31. A 20-year-old man, identified by police as Kailis Fabemi, was later pronounced dead.
We don't know exactly how many, but we do know more than one person was shooting.
And police in Wichita, Kansas, are now investigating a mass shooting at a nightclub early Sunday morning that left 8 people with gunshot wounds. 2 others were hurt during the panic that followed the gunfire. Police say 1 person is in custody. According to the Gun Violence Archive, as of July 2nd, more than 21,000 people have died from gun violence in the U.S.
These are our kids. I have a 20-year-old daughter. Like, it has to stop somewhere. That could have been my child.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
And Kentucky is on the cusp of implementing sports betting options across the state after it was legalized in this last legislative session. However, after 4 NFL players, including 2 Indianapolis Colts, were suspended for betting on games, the future of sports betting in the U.S. may be altered. Nathaniel Groh with Indiana University says these suspensions are significant for the game and the trajectory of the sports betting industry. Groh claims these suspensions indicate how difficult it will be for leagues to continue to enforce their gambling restrictions for players, coaches, umpires, and referees.
Ease with which people can now place bets on sporting events, right from their phone in their hand, makes it equally easy for, players to place a bet in the locker room, as, some of these allegations have suggested. And so if leagues are serious about preventing their players from gambling for a variety of different reasons that, would motivate them to not want their players to engage in this activity, then they need to take significant steps to crack down on that behavior when it comes to light.
The 2 Colts suspended for betting, Isaiah Rodgers and Rashad Berry, have now been cut from the team. The Colts GM, Chris Ballard, saying, quote, "The integrity of the game is of the utmost importance," end quote. He says the team will continue to educate players, coaches, and staff on their policies. And here in Kentucky, the process to set up sports betting has begun. Governor Andy Beshear anticipates the Horse Racing Commission will meet this month to vote on the first set of emergency regulations to launch the industry here. The governor said he has set a goal to have a system in place by the start of the NFL season.
Well, I am thrilled at the speed at which sports betting is moving. Listen, our Horse Racing Commission is doing a great job. All the partners are working in good faith, but the governor's office is right there with them, both contributing substantively, but also reminding everyone each day that we have to get this done under that timetable.
Sports wagering supporters say it's estimated to generate about $23 million a year in tax revenue and licensing fees. And 4th of July is this weekend, of course, or this coming Tuesday, and many already out celebrating. Storms couldn't keep the folks in Clarksville from getting out and enjoying a free concert. The concert, sponsored by the city, allowed guests to enjoy patriotic music and songs. People there say it was an excellent way to celebrate the U.S. and honor its history.
I think we need to do something patriotic every chance we get. I go to all the memorials and services and stuff like that because my husband was in service.
And if you're still looking for something to do this 4th of July, we've got you covered. Just head to our website, WHAS11.com. And another major tradition for the 4th, cookouts. And if you're planning to host, we've got you covered on expected costs. 87% of Americans plan to celebrate the 4th of July in some way this year. The National Retail Federation estimates $9.5 billion will be spent on the holiday, around $2 billion more than last year. The majority of those dollars will go toward food, with the cost of fireworks not far behind. A new study by Wells Fargo found the cost of staples like bread, chips, and cheese are all up from last year. To save some cash, experts recommend opting for a cheaper entree like chicken breast or drumsticks.